Very, very good morning. So only 58 members. So let us continue the interfaces. So in the previous session, we have discussed what is the meaning of the interface and what are the phases to use the interfaces. So there are two ways. There are two things to do in order to use the interfaces. First one, we have to declare the interface, and then we have to implement the interface. So in interface declaration as well as interface implementation, there are two things. So first one, interface declaration. So how do you declare an interface? By using the keyword interface. Interface space interface name. And then within the braces, we have the interface members. So interface members are nothing but a constants or abstract methods. Constants or abstract methods. So abstract methods means only method declaration will be there. The method definition will not be there in the interface. So method definitions will not be there in the interfaces. If you want to give the method definition in the interface itself, we have to declare the method as either static or default. Either static or default. So this is all about the interface declaration and then interface implementation. So to implement an interface, we need a class. So a class can implement the interfaces. So interface cannot implement itself. So there is a need of class for interface in order to access anything from the interface. So the implementation is done through the class. So the syntax is class space class name implements. Implements is the keyword and then interface name. So within that we can define the abstract methods. So this is all about the interfaces. So we have seen some sample syntaxes also. So let us continue. So let us see the similarities between the interfaces as well as classes. So the similarities between interface and class. So the class and interfaces look similar in syntax. So in syntax, both the syntaxes will looks like same. That is class syntax is class space class name. So interface syntax is interface space interface name. So class has class members, interface has interface members. So let us see one by one. So declaring an interface is similar to the class. Here keyword is class, here keyword is interface. Keyword is interface. Then its accessibility can be controlled just like a class. So class members are accessed through the object. Same interface members are also accessed through the implemented class, through the implemented classes object, the object of the implemented class. So same as class. So an interface declared public is accessible to any class in the package. So similar, basically the interface members are declared public. So by default, the interface members are public. So the interface members are accessed by all the packages. So if you don't give the public means only that package can access the interface. If you declare public means all the packages can access the members of the interface. If you don't declare the public, so by default it can access only the members within that package. So the interface consists of inner classes as well as inner interface. That means an interface can have the nested classes as well as the nested interfaces. So let us see in some upcoming sessions. So you know the default and static keywords. So these are some similarities of the interface and the class. So let us see some dissimilarities between class and interface. That means we are comparing the interface with the class. So while comparing, we are getting some similarities and we are getting some dissimilarities. So let us check the dissimilarities. That means differences. Interface cannot implement itself, but the class can implement itself. So everything can be done in the class only. So creation of objects can be done within the class. So through that objects, we can access the class members. So methods or everything is accessed by the objects. So objects are created within the class. That means the class can implement the class itself. So, but the interface cannot implement itself. So in order to implement the interface, we need a class. Next, an interface can contain only method headers. An interface can contain only method headers. That means abstract methods followed by semicolon. So that is abstract methods. It cannot have the full definitions of the method. The full definition is given. The full definition is given in the class that implements. So the abstract method definitions are given in the class. So we have the static and default methods. They whenever we use the default methods as well as static methods, then we can implement. That means we can define the method in the interface itself. So usually the methods declared in the interface are implicitly public. By default, the methods are public. An interface does not contain instance variables. Already we have seen that. The variables declared in the interface are implicitly public, static, final. So the variables which are declared in the interface are generally public, static, and final. So static means any without creation of object also we can access that variable. That is static. So final means constant. That means it's x equal to 10 means that is constant. That is final for entire the program. We cannot edit that value. We cannot change that value. So by default, if you declared anything in interface, by default, they are public, static, and final. So interfaces cannot have constructors. So in interfaces, we don't have the concept of constructors. So we don't create the constructors. So that means for initialization, we don't need the constructor. By other ways, we can initialize the variables. So an interface cannot extend the class. A class can extend the interface, but then interface cannot extend the class. That means inheritance can be done. A class can inherit the interfaces, but then interfaces cannot inherit the class. So a class can extend only one class, but an interface can extend any number of interfaces. Multiple inheritance, that is multiple inheritance. For example, class A extends class class B. So a class can extend only single class. We cannot extend the two classes at a time. B comma C. We cannot extend the two classes at a time. Multiple inheritance is not possible. That means single class. A class can extend a class at a time. So, but an interface can extend multiple interfaces. B1 is an interface, A1 is an interface, B1 comma C1. So an interface can extend any number of interfaces, but a class can extend only single class. So these are the some dissimilarities between the classes as well as interfaces. So rules for classes that implement interface. So rules for the classes that implement interface. So first we have created the interface, and then in order to implement that interface, we need a class. We need a class. So here we are framing the rules for that class. Here we are framing the rules for that class. Implementing class can have some rules. The first one, a non-abstract class that implements an interface must have concrete implementation of all the abstract methods. That means the class can have the definitions of all the abstract methods. If you have three interfaces, three abstract methods, the three abstract methods definitions must be there in the implemented class. Then we can use the annotation. So annotation means some commenting like that. So Java supports some annotations that we will see in the coming sessions. So we can use the annotation override. So here method overriding is possible here. So same method we are using. So that means overriding can happen. So we can represent that overriding with @override. So these are called annotations. So that we will see later. So the methods declared static default, full definitions in an interface. So we have already discussed this one. If you declare the variables, if you declare the methods as static or default, then the definition, the full definitions can be there in the interface itself. So these are some rules for implementing the interfaces. So let us see the one diagram. So let us check this one. So here we have some classes as well as some interfaces. Suppose see, we have the interface A, we have the interface G, we have the class A. So let us see the class first. We are familiar with the classes. So let us see the classes. So here we have created the class A. It is clear. So we are creating the class B, which extends the properties of class A. So inheritance. B inherits the properties from A. And then class D, we are creating the class D, which extends the properties from class B. So this is multi-level inheritance. This is multi-level inheritance. So a class can extend only a single class. So let us see the interfaces, how they implement. So here we have created the interface A, and then we are creating the interface M. We are creating the interface M, which extends the properties of interface A. And then we are creating the interface F. So let us see what happens. So, and then we are creating the interface H, and which extends the properties from M and F, which extends the properties from M and F from the two interfaces. So here we are using the two interfaces. In classes, we have only one thing, B, either B or A. So in interfaces, we have multiple, M, F, C, G, anything. So that means an interface can extend multiple interfaces. A class can extend only single class, whereas an interface can extend more than one interface, M, F, more than one interface. Let us see the class C. We are creating the class C, which extends the properties from class B. So class C extends the properties from class B, and here and implements F and G, and implements the interfaces F as well as G. So we are creating the class C. So class C extends the properties from class B. Okay, and it also implements the interface F and G. So we have created the one interface F. We have created the one interface G. So class C also implements the interfaces. So at a time we can use the keywords extends and implements. So let us see. We are creating the class E here. We are creating the class E here. So E extends the properties from class D. So E extends the properties from class D and implements the H. So implements means interface. It is implementing the interface H. So it is implementing the interface H. So this is the some comparison between the classes and interfaces. So how the classes are extended, how the interfaces are extended, how the classes as well as interfaces are implemented at a time. So this is the simple illustration of classes and interfaces and their usage. So any doubts? So next one. So next one, types of interfaces. So we have three types of interfaces. Generally, interfaces are three types. First one, top level interface, nested interfaces, and then generic interfaces. We have three types of interfaces: top level interfaces, nested interfaces, and generic interfaces. So let us see one by one. So top level interfaces. So top level interface is, it is an interface that is not nested in any class or any interface. So that means a separate interface. Top level interface means the interface which is not a part of either class or interface. That means nested class or nested interface. So it's just simply an interface. So it is not nested from any other class or any other interfaces. So that type of interfaces are named as top level interfaces. So it consists of collection of abstract methods. So any type of interface can consist of abstract methods or constant values. And then it can contain any number of methods that are needed to be defined in the class. So there is no limitation to use only 5 methods or 10 abstract methods. So there is no restriction. So we can use the so many number of methods. So this is the top level interfaces. That means simple interfaces. We can call them as simple interfaces. Then nested interfaces. So nested interface means the interface which consists of another interface. We have seen the nested classes. So the class has another class. The class consists of another classes. Same likewise, we have the nested interface. That means an interface consists of another interface. So this type of interfaces are called nested interfaces. Then we have generic interfaces. So generic interfaces means, so the interfaces we can have the class names and interface names as a data type. We have seen the previous sessions. So that is, for example, string k is equal to Rama. So string k is equal to Rama. So here k is a variable, string is a data type. So string is a non-primitive data type. That means we have primitive and non-primitive data types. So non-primitive data types means we can have the variable type as either class or interface. So that type of data types are called non-primitive data types. So here string is not a data type, not a primitive data type. String is a class. String is a class name, predefined class name. So this is the class name. So this is generic. Then it is called as generic class. String k is equal to Rama. So k is a variable of type string. String is a non-primitive data type. It's a class name. So we can use the class names and interface names as data types. We can use the class names and interface names as data types. So that type of implementation is known as non-primitive data types. So interface can also be used as data type. So that we can call it as generic interfaces. So that type of interfaces we can call it as generic interfaces. So broadly, we have three types of interfaces. First one, top level interfaces. Second one, nested interfaces. Third one, generic interfaces. So next, declaration of interface. So let us see the syntax. Already we have discussed this one. Syntax of declaration of an interface. Access specifier. That means either public, private, protected. Next, interface keyword. So this is the keyword, and then identifier, interface name, interface name, class name, and then body. It consists of the body. So the body has either constant values, variable name is equal to value. So this is one literal constant, and then type void, int, float, something, method name, and parameter list. So semicolon. So if the method has no definition, so this is abstract method. Or we can have the, if you want the definitions, then we can use the default void display one. Then we can have the definition braces. We can have the definition here. And then static. We can use the static. So we can have the definition here. So this is the simple syntax of declaration of an interface. So interface consists of constants and abstract methods. So the methods, uh, whenever we want the method definition to be included in the interface, then we can use the default and static. So members of interface. Generally, the members of interface are constant values, that is variables, constant variables that can be treated as literals, and then abstract methods. So these are the members of interface. So let us see the next implementation of interface. So till now we have seen the declaration of an interface. So if you want to implement the interface means we need a class. So the syntax is class name implements interface name. Class name implements interface name. Simple. Already we have seen the syntax. Class name. Up to this, the syntax is similar to the class. So here we are going to implementing an interface. That means we have to use the implements keyword and then interface name. So this is the syntax for implementation of an interface. Or we can have this also. Class name extends class name. So here we are creating the class and which extends the properties from another class, which extends the properties from other class, and also implements the interfaces. We can at a time use the extends and implements. At a time use the inheritance concept as well as interface concept. Extends for inheritance, implements for interfaces. So we can have these two keywords at a time. That means we can implement the interface as well as the inheritance at a time. So a class can extend the another class, also implements the some interfaces. So this is the general syntax for implementation of interface. So let us have some examples. So let us see some examples. So I have created some programs. So let us see this. So here, let us see the example. So here I am creating an interface. So I am using the keyword interface. The interface name is I1. So this is the interface. So this is the interface. This is the body of the interface. So I am creating an interface. I am creating an interface. So in the interface, we have the constant values. I am declaring the pi value as 3.414 and radius value as 10. And I am creating some methods, area, circumference, compute. These are all the abstract methods. These are all the abstract methods. So here the method definition is not available. So this type of implementation is called abstract methods. So the interface consists of either constant values or either methods, abstract methods. So this is an interface one. So if you want to define another interface, we can create interface space I2. Like that, we can create a number of interfaces. So first I have created the interface. Then I have to implement that interface. I have to implement that interface. So to implement that interface, I need a class. So I am creating the class. So class name is circle. Class name is circle, which implements the interface I1. So which implements the interface I1. So that means we have to define all the methods here. We have to implement all the methods here, all the abstract methods here. We have to implement the area, we have to implement the circumference, we have to implement the compute. So all the definitions will be there in this class circle, implementing class circle. So here what we have to do is we have to define the methods, define the abstract methods. So first method area. First method area. So I am defining. So defining means within the braces we can write something. So I am defining. So area is pi r square, pi into r into r. Then I am defining another method, circumference. So 2 pi r. So I am returning the values. Then I am computing the method compute. So here I am computing a power 4. I am using the math function, math class and power method. POW is the method name, a power 4. So I am calculating these things. So and then, so I have defined all the methods, and then here what I am trying to do is I have defined another method. Here I am defining the another method, which is not declared in the interface. So display method. So display method is not declared in the interface. See here, we don't have the display method here. We don't have the display method here. So we are using the another method. We are creating the extra method. So here condition is, so in the implementing class, we have to define all the available interfaces methods, all the available abstract methods. So apart from that, we can have the more other methods also. So the main condition is we have to define the interface methods, interface abstract methods. Other than that, we can have any number of methods, any type of methods. So I am I am creating one method, display. So I am closing the class. I am closing the class. So this is the class circle. This is the class circle. So then I am creating the class square. So I am creating another class. So here I am creating another class square, which implements the interface I1. Which implements the interface I1. So like that, we can create the so many classes. We can create the so many classes, and we can implement the so many interfaces. Same implements the I1. So square implements the I1. That means the abstract method should be defined here. The abstract method should be defined here. So abstract method is area, circumference, compute. So all the methods are defined here. All the methods are defined here. Class is closed. So here two classes are created and one interface is created. Interface I1, class square and class circle. Two classes are created. So then in order to access all these things, we need a main class. In order to access all these things, we need a main class. So I am defining the main class here. So main class name is interface demo. I am created the class interface demo. So this is the public static void main method. Here I am creating the object C of type circle. So object C of type circle. That means I am creating the object for class C. I am creating an object for class C. So then I am displaying the I am accessing the method. How can you access C dot display? And then I am printing some values, C dot area, C dot circumference, C dot compute. So all the methods are accessed by using the variable C. So same as in the class. And then I have created another class square. So for square also, I created the object. Through that object, I have access to the all the members. S dot area, S dot circumference, S dot compute. So this is the simple illustration of the interfaces. How can you create an interface? How do you implement an interface? So this is the simple demo program. So let us run this one. So Java C interface demo.java. So here are the outputs. So I have called the display method. So the display method is high. And then area 314, circumference 68, compute function. Compute of 10. I am passing the parameter 10. That means 10 power 4. Compute function powers the 4. 10 power 4, 10,000. Then I am calling the S dot area, square area, 100. Circumference 40. 15 power 4, 75,000, 7,59,375. So this is how you can we can create the interfaces and you can use that interfaces. So this is the simple program. So let us have another program. So same program. So same program, but here we are accessing the so in previous program. Let us see this one. C1. So in previous program, we have accessed the methods by using the object created by the circle C. We have accessed the C dot area, C dot circumference, C dot compute. We have accessed these methods by using the object. But we can access the methods by using the reference also. Dynamic polymorphism, runtime polymorphism, dynamic method dispatch. So in order to implement that, we have to create the object of type superclass. So here we are not inheriting from anything. So let us see. So I1 space C1. I have creating a variable C1. I have creating an object C1 of type I1. So I1 is an interface name. I1 is an interface name. So I1 is a generic interface. That means I1 can be used as data type. I1 can be used as data type. So generic data type. So I1 space C1. So I am creating an object C1 of type interface I1. Now I am assigning the C1 as C. So I am assigning the C1 as C. So now I can access the whole things by using the C1. C1 dot area, C1 dot circumference, C1 dot compute. So by the reference also, by the interface also, through the interface also, we can access the methods. So here we have accessed through the class object, class objects. So here we are accessing the variables through the interface object. So next one. So this is the difference between accessing through the class object and accessing through the interface object. So simple thing. I am creating an object of type interface I1 space C1. So and then I am assigning the class object to the C1. So C1 is equal to C. So this can also possible in interfaces. Let us check the program demo1. So the program name is demo1.java. So see the program. So same output will be generated here. So we can access through the object of the class, or we can access through the interface. We can access through the class as well as we can access through the interface also. So this is the second one. So then we have the multiple interfaces. Multiple interfaces. Let us see this program. So here I am creating an interface I1 in which the constant values are declared by and abstract method is defined area. And then I am creating the another interface I2. In this radius value is given and circumference method is called. So here I am creating two methods I1 as well as I2. I1 interface, two interfaces I1 and I2. And then in order to implement these interfaces, we need a class. So I am creating the class circle which implements I1 comma I2. So this is possible in interfaces. Multiple interfaces are at a time implemented. A single class can implement multiple interfaces I1 comma I2. So there is no need to write the second class and implement the I2. So we can at a time implement the I1 and I2. Multiple interfaces. So multiple interfaces means implements means we have to implement all the methods declared in the interface 1 and interface 2. So area method, we are defining the area method, and then we are defining the circumference method, and then display. Display is the not an interface method. So simply I have written the method display. So and then I am defining the main class. So class name and main method, and then I am creating an object obj1, obj2. I am defining two objects, circle obj1, obj2. So we have two interfaces. That's why I have created the two objects. So here I am using the I am trying to access the methods through the interface object. So I am creating an object X of type interface I1 space X. That means I am creating a variable or an object of type I1. Then I am assigning this X to the obj1, object 1. So for interface 1, we are using the object 1. For interface 2, we are using the object 2. So then I am creating another variable Y of type I2. I am creating another variable Y of type I2. So Y is assigned to obj2. So then we can access the area and circumference by using the X dot area and Y dot circumference. So X dot area and Y dot circumference. So we can access the methods through the interface objects also. Or at a time we can access the obj1 dot area, obj2 dot circumference. So like that also we can access the methods. Let us check this one. So area is 341 and the circumference is 68, same values. So this is how you can use the interfaces. You can access the interfaces. So these are the 3 demo programs. So in the first program, we have accessed the interfaces through the class object. The second program, we have access to the interfaces. We have access the methods through the interface objects. And then third case, we have implemented the multiple interfaces. We have created the two interfaces, and we have created the a class, and that class implements the I1 and I2. And then in the main class, we have created the objects obj1 and obj2. And then we are displaying the methods through the X and Y. So this is the simple illustrations of interfaces. So in today's class, we have seen in today's sessions, we have seen what is meant by interface, and then how do you declare the interface, and then how do you implement that interfaces, and then what are some similarities between the classes and dissimilarities between the classes and interfaces. And we have seen the types of interfaces, and then we have seen some sample programs and syntaxes for interface accessing. So this is all about today's session. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So if you have no doubts, you can end the session. So, okay, thank you. We can practice that interface programs. Thank you.